Well, here's a question that I have for you. How well do you know your numbers? That's right. When I say, how well do you know your numbers? What I want you to say is, I know my numbers inside and out. I know how much money is in my purse. I know how much money is in my bank account. Because when you know your numbers, this is the thing, numbers are money. So many women say to me, oh, I'm not good with numbers. This is what I think that the reason why. Growing up, correct me if I'm wrong, and if you agree, put I totally agree, Mary. So often it was like the boys raise their hand for in math. Boys do math, men are about the money. How many times in society are we turning over the finances within our households to the man, right? The man runs the household, the man's in the money. So here's what I want you to think about with as the CEO of your business. How well versed are you in your own numbers, your own profit, how much money you really need to create a life that you want? And what I have found is it's not as big of a number as you think. For example, so many times I say to women, how much money do you want to make? And people are like, well, I want to make $1 million. I want to make $10 million. I want to make $500 million. I'm always like, why? If you have a why, if you know where that money's going, great. Sometimes though, what happens is we come up with these large arbitrary numbers, 3 million, 1 million, whatever. And the problem becomes it's so removed from you that we don't necessarily take the action, or it's so removed and nobody in your family's ever made, $1 million. It's so far removed from you that it almost shuts women down. This is what I have found. And so what I want to give you today is a process that I like to teach clients to use so that they can hit their number goals in a fashion that is attainable, is scalable, and it can be systematized. Okay. But here, let me give you some shocker numbers first. The median income for women in the United States in 2020 was a little over $42,000. I don't know about you, but I cannot live on $42,000. My very first job when I was getting out of grad school 20 years ago was $50,000. No, actually, I'm sorry. It was, the next job right after that first job was right around $50,000. It was like $25 an hour 20 years ago. There is no reason, my friend, that you are making $42,000 except you're at a job and you don't have your own business. So of course, I'm talking to women who want to have their own business, who want to go past that. And you're probably watching and you're already at the six figures. This is the other number I want to give to you, is having a business between $250,000 and $500,000 will give most of you every single thing that you want in your life. How do I know this? I'm Mary Bicknell. I own a global consulting company for women, specifically to build a business that they love, to have time freedom, and to create what I call the regret-proof life. Create a big business, live a great life. I want you to do whatever the hell you want to do whenever you want to do it. Now, let's get to numbers. Here's the best way, I believe, what I have found. This is the best methodology for not overwhelming yourself, to be excited to do your business, to have a target to hit, and then you hit one target, you hit the next one, and you hit the next one, to get into a sustainable, methodical business. A sustainable, methodical business. A sustainable business meaning that you can project, you can plan. Don't you want to plan? Don't you want to know how much money? I know as an entrepreneur, right? And I know you're a business owner and an entrepreneur too. It's sometimes it's oh my God, we think that that's the last launch failed. This is the, this sales call is not going to go through. No, the goal here is that you have a sustainable business. Ready? So here are the three numbers that are the priority numbers right off the bat. What do you need to live a great life? Not like the masseuse coming to the house life. What do you need right today to pay your bills? Your mortgage, your insurance, your car payment, the kids want to go to camp this summer, you're buying organic, that kind of life, right? Where it's just here's the bottom line I need to be free. right? Here's the bottom line, or here's the bottom line number, right? And my job, what I always want to help you do is learn how to make that at least immediately, as soon as you can. What is that monthly number? So let's say your monthly number is that you need to hit at least $15,000 a month. Okay, that's the number. That's your baseline number. So then we're going to build in there a little bit of taxes and all that kind of stuff. So then we can figure out, how do I make that number every month, rinse and repeat? Make that number first, consistently. Consistently. That's freedom. When you get to the point where you know you can open your mouth, and you could be anywhere. You could be at a networking event. You could be at your kid's soccer game. You could be wherever. And you could start talking about your business, and that you could enroll somebody to have a conversation, and they're going to buy your services. Like, that's the number. You want to master that skill first, guys. First, hit the number you need to live a great life. Pay your bills right now, and become masterful in making that happen over and over and over and over again. The next number is, and today we're not talking about profit. Like, hello, I'm talking like, here's the bottom line. I'm the numbers that I'm giving you or wanting you to think about are numbers that you're going to hit because it's your profit. Like, how much cash you need in your hand. That's another conversation. If you can't keep money, this will be our next conversation. If you make money and you can't keep money, my friend, you've got a little belief system thing going on. I can help you with that. The next number 2, start adding in all the cool, fun stuff. Do you have that housekeeper? Do you have that trip to Hawaii? What do you have planned? Can you fly first class? Like, some of the little extras. Maybe you don't fly first class every time, or maybe when you go somewhere, you rent the better car or whatever. And let's say by the time you look at this, you've hit your first number, sustained that 6 months, something like that. So you can feel confident that you can make that happen. And then what's the next number? The next number is where you're adding things in, right? You're adding in some of the extras of life. Maybe that's another $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Okay. And then I want you to think about, what's the freedom number? What's the true, time freedom is true wealth. Time freedom is true wealth. So how many days a week would you really like to work? So now we're looking at not just the number, the income number that you need, but now it's like, how do we make that happen working like 3 days a week? What would life be like for you? Maybe your number is, if you made $23,000 a month, working 3 days a week, you would feel like a winner. If you made 400 grand, right? If you made $30,000 a month, you sold $30,000 a month in services, and after your taxes and business and all the things, you had the number that you needed so that you could pay all your bills, you could go on those extras, you could really save and invest. Maybe you could buy another property somewhere or do something else. Those are the 3 numbers to look at, because then it allows you to build your confidence. Because the reality is, in the United States, and also in most places, frankly, in the world, that if you were making between $250,000 to $500,000 a year, working 3 to 4 days a week, you could literally, that is freedom. Then you could have what you want, all the cool stuff. You could probably donate to whatever you want, and you would have a day or 2 extra off just to freaking live your life. That's what this is about for me. My goal for you is to create the kind of life where you get to do whatever the hell you want to do, whenever you want to do it, and that you have the money. It takes money to be able to do that. So how can I help you get to that $250,000, $500,000 and sustain that? Whew. So this is Mary Bicknell. Next time, what we're going to talk about is, can you keep money in your pocket? Or are you someone who maybe can make money, but you lose it? Think about all of those lottery winners, right? They get like $100 million, and before you know it, that money's gone. Why? Because their belief around money, all of their beliefs about their self-identity to be a person who has money, needs to change. I have a client, and between she and her husband, they're at the close to $400,000 a year, and they're broke. They're freaking flat broke. Why? That's what we're going to talk about next time. And maybe you'll be able to identify yourself. Maybe you'll be like, oh my God. So, conversation this month, all about money. I'll talk to you soon.